The hype is over. Does Watch Dogs put up or shut up? What is going on, guys? My name is Music Major, coming to you guys live in Watch Dogs. If you guys are unfamiliar with me, and this is your first time seeing me, I typically do playthroughs, let's plays, reviews, previews, factoid things. You name it, I do it on this channel, guys. But I'm coming to you guys with a very special review of Watch Dogs on the Xbox One. And I couldn't be more excited. When I first saw this game out at E3 last year, I sat back and I thought to myself, with my buddy that I was covering the event with, and I said, man, I'll tell you what, Jake, this is where next-gen gaming's going to go. This is the future right here. And we are getting a little bit of a preview of that with this game, Watch Dogs. This is Ubisoft's first entry into the title. This is the first installment of what I can only hope will be a huge franchise for Ubisoft. Not gonna lie to you guys, if you guys have played Assassin's Creed, it has a very similar feeling to that, with the stealth, with the hacking. A lot of the combat feels the same. In fact, I joked with one of my friends that it feels like Assassin's Creed with guns. I know guns were included in a few of the Assassin's Creed franchises, but frankly, I stopped at 3. I just kind of lost interest, to be honest with you. But you may be wondering, who is this man wandering around on your screen? Well, this is Aiden Pearce. He is our protagonist. He is out, and I'm going to try to keep the spoilers to a minimum. I'm by no way done with the campaign. This is Aiden Pearce. He is the protagonist. He is out to exact revenge against people that have wronged his family. That's keeping it bland. That's about as bland as I can keep the storyline without going into any detail. He has many friends along the way here. He's aligned himself with some crooks, some mobsters and stuff like that, and you have to tread this line. You are kind of tormented as a protagonist, as you have to tread this line between good and evil. You have to walk a line. You can either lean more towards being the superhero, the vigilante who delivers the justice that the police officers cannot do, or you can be this ultimate bad guy, or you can walk in between. Personally, right now, where I'm at in the game, I've played for about 4 or 5 hours right now. I'm kind of seen as more of a, not necessarily savior, because I feel like that's kind of blasphemous, but I'm seen more as a protector, a vigilante protector, and I'm starting to get notoriety on the streets, which I'm not okay with. I kind of want to shift that a little bit. But the cool thing about Watch Dogs, which is a nice pro, is it's unlike anything out there. It kind of takes you seemingly into a world where you control it. Listen, real life is very hectic, and it may seem that you lose control sometimes. So it's kind of neat and almost kind of has a sinister effect that you kind of have control of everything that goes on in the game. And you can unlock that with your skill trees. You can unlock the ability to hack bridges. You start off with traffic lights, but you can hack bridges, pylons, just about anything in the game is playable. You can hack cameras, and it's really neat. And there's some skill puzzles too that they, incorporate in there, and they're incorporated just the right amount of frequency where it's not boring and it doesn't feel like it's tedious. It doesn't lull you to sleep. But CTOS, which you guys are seeing a bit of a preview, is, like I said, it's kind of got a person of interest vibe. It's meant to stop and profile people before they commit crimes. I'm about to hack into a CTOS tower on this portion of the gameplay, but it profiles everybody, and it's neat because it kind of humanizes the side characters. Obviously you're not going to have any dialogue with these people on the streets, but you do see them frequently, and you run into them in passing on the game. It's neat because you add a storyline to them, and you get to see what kind of people they are, if they are tormented. I know a few people I've run into have weird things where they have odd fetishes and they buy sex toys. A couple people were, convicted crooks that are out on, parole or stuff like that. Then you learn about, you get sad too. I ran into a couple guys that were diagnosed with leukemia or had some sort of brain cancer or something like that. And for a second, I kind of found myself compelled to stop and just kind of look at them, and I sympathized with the character. It may have seemed very weird, but it was very, like I said, it humanized them. There's no better way to put that. Aiden is a solid character in this game. You truly feel that, you're going through his struggle. And without giving too much of the story away, it's kind of like you're treading this line of almost a Jekyll and Hyde. I know it's kind of a weird way to put it, but you have to be good at one time. At one portion of the game, Aiden is this family man. He tries to be the best person that he can. And then at the other side, he's getting in with the wrong crowd in Chicago. And you can really feel him fighting this internal struggle that he has going on in the game. And it's really going to be neat to see how this game plays out. Another one of the pros that I like is stopping crimes. You guys will see in one portion of this gameplay, I find a conflicted ex-lover who is having some problems with an ex-girlfriend. And he says that he's going to get her and make her pay. And I find him, and I locate him, and I beat him to the crime scene, and I watch him by hacking some cameras, and I am able to stop the crime and chase him down. Now, this is where you kind of get almost an element of Rockstar in there. If you guys have ever played L.A. Noire, and you guys have tracked down the bad guys, you got more points for bringing the bad guys back to the station alive. Same principle goes here too. You get more points for keeping the guys, in one piece. You're not shooting them or killing them. And you get a better reputation in the world, and people perceive you as more of that protagonist that you actually are. And you guys can see too that Watch Dogs is a very, very big open world. It's got a je ne sais quoi of a GTA where you can do side missions. You can go buy a cup of coffee. You can sit down and play chess with the old lady at the coffee shop. I was playing a shell game. If you guys are unfamiliar, that's where you put the ball under 3 cups. They shuffle it around and you guess, hey, it's in this cup or something like that. There are so many side quests. And not to mention the multiplayer is ridiculous. I actually got hacked by somebody who I've never met before in the game, who's hacked in there, and they try to steal files off of your character as Aiden. Now, they don't appear as Aiden in your franchise, God, words, Ralph. They don't appear as Aiden in your gameplay. They look as a generic character, which is neat, and it kind of triggers some feeling of paranoia when you're in there, because you're like, hey, who's hacking me? And you can't find them. You have to scour the entire area, and they need to stay in that area for them to complete the hack. So it's really a cat and mouse kind of game. Some of the cons, because every game it has cons. Initially, when I first started into the game, it was difficult to see what buildings are able to be accessed for entrance. Like I said, when I referred to L.A. Noire, you had gold handles to tell you what type of buildings you could go into. GTA kind of guided you and corralled you into rooms that you could go into. This one is kind of tough because if you're in the daytime, it's very difficult to see inside the windows of some of the shops. I almost wish they kind of tweaked it a little bit. The colors are a little bit saturated. But in nighttime, when you can see everything that's open, obviously, because you could see better into the windows. So if they could tweak that some way, I feel like that would improve the experience. And then some of the deaths are just plain comical. It's good for a laugh every once in a while, but it almost felt like it kind of took me out of the experience of Watch Dogs and what the game was really about. Now, granted, I did detonate some things and I flew back several hundred feet. I kind of was a victim of my own devices, to be honest with you, but it still was kind of comical and really shouldn't have happened with the frequency that it did. All in all, guys, with this video wrapping up, I'm going to give this game a 9 out of 10. It is stellar. I highly recommend you guys pick it up on next gen. If you want to do current gen, go ahead, but thanks so much for checking the game out, guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Take care.